The mummy sneezed and suddenly came back to life. Casey stared at the scene with a deadpan expression. He opened the cabinet door and said awkwardly, "Sorry about the broken glass." The mummy pointed at the girl in shock. "You two look exactly alike." Casey explained this was her sister. "I revived you to save her. Several years ago, her sister had been in an accident and fallen into a coma. A tennis ball had struck her forehead with tremendous force. She collapsed unconscious and never woke up again." Casey felt deeply responsible and searched everywhere for medical help to save her sister, until she heard that the ancient Egyptian pharaoh's physician could bring the dead back to life. She immediately traveled to Egypt and, with the help of locals, found the pharaoh's tomb. She activated a mechanism, causing black liquid to flow out, but that wasn't the entrance. Following the instructions in an ancient book, she poured sand into a dish, successfully opening the real entrance. When the locals saw the gold inside the tomb, they rushed in excitedly. But Casey only cared about the mummy in the sarcophagus. With great effort, she brought the mummy home. She performed an ancient ritual and set up a formation. Suddenly, the antiques around her floated in the air as if activated. Casey stared intently at the center of the ritual, hoping for a miracle. The next second, all objects fell to the ground as if drained of energy. Looking at the unresponsive mummy, her heart sank. Suddenly, the mummy let out a loud sneeze. Casey begged him to save her sister. The mummy replied, "You've got the wrong person. I'm a physicist, not a doctor. The physicians are buried in the pharaoh's tomb. You should look there. The energy you just released probably revived every mummy within a 2-kilometer radius." Casey suddenly realized there were mummies in the museum too. She quickly dragged the mummy with her to the museum. The mummy excitedly asked passersby for directions, causing one man to turn pale and faint on the spot. Casey scolded him, "Don't talk to strangers. You'll terrify them." The mummy complained, "I've been asleep for 5,000 years. Can't I learn a bit about the modern world?" They snuck into the museum but were spotted by a security guard on patrol. With a wave of his hand, the mummy instantly knocked the guards unconscious. Inside the exhibition hall, Casey asked each mummy, "Are you a doctor?" But they all shook their heads. No. One mummy found the pharaoh's coffin, and with a gentle wave, the lid slowly opened. The pharaoh opened his eyes and slowly sat up. The mummy told the pharaoh, "She revived us. She needs a doctor to save her sister." The pharaoh was moved by Casey's devotion to her sister. He ordered his royal physician to treat her. The doctor took out 1,000-year-old herbs, ground them, and mixed them with a mysterious liquid. He dropped the medicine on her sister's forehead, then wrapped her in ancient bandages. Finally, the pharaoh leaned down and gently kissed her forehead. Miraculously, her sister opened her eyes. Casey excitedly rushed over and hugged her sister tightly. The mummy smiled and waved goodbye. A group of mummies leisurely walked out of the museum, ready to explore this new world. They had slept for too long. It was time to see the modern world. On their way, the mummy again encountered the man who had fainted earlier and enthusiastically asked, "Hey, where's the Nile River?" The man expressed willingness to help, but before he could finish speaking, he fainted again.